Hello. Today is October 24, 2024. This morning, I made um, an EQ test for this loop right here. I've got a string loop that I pulled out from the Kashmir sample pack, and this is um, a pretty unpleasant sounding string loop. It's got a resonance. Uh, Take a listen. Yeah, it sounds pretty thin and it's got an annoying uh, in the high frequency range. So I just decided to, put up some EQs and I tested to see how I can solve this problem in this loop right here to make it sound more pleasant and sound better. So so let's dive right in the chain I've got here. I've got the EQA at the very beginning of the chain and the EQA at the very end of the chain to see and take a look and compare how I modify the frequency spectrum of the loop. So as no plugin is enabled in between these two EQs, so the the graphics of these two EQs look exactly identical. So first up, I put up the gold EQ right here, and it's got a couple of Neve emulation modes. So I switch to different modes to find which EQ, which Neve EQ is the most suitable one for the job, and yeah, I switch back and forth, and I found these two uh, just doing a very good job, and I found the annoying, unpleasant frequency spot, which is at about 3.8K to about 4.1 or 4.2K, as you can see right here. So I did a drastic cut. I cut that frequency point about -10 to -15 dB, and I also compensate it with some, you know, some, which with a boost at the high frequency range to compensate for the points that I cut down here, and I also recognize that the mid-range, uh, the lower range of this string sound is pretty beautiful, so I push that up on top of that, so that would render a thicker string sound compared to the unprocessed loop, which is sound pretty thin. So so I was messing around with different bands of this EQ right here, and on and I thought that wasn't enough, so I put up one more Neve instance This time this is a whole channel strip, and with the same bands just like the Goldie EQ, but I switch to different EQ emulation. So for the Neve EQ, I used the 8115 and the 3102. For the EQ in the channel strip, I use the AO66 and AO81. Um, and yeah, I got it boosted at 12K over here, and this is the high frequency bell. I didn't use the low pass. I used the high pass to get rid of some very low suppy thing to get it sound more clean. And I touch I touch the compressor just a bit, and I was messing around with the input and output. I drive it more to get it to, 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 to get it saturated with the harmonics of the Neve console. And I used the preamp mode here. This is the HO73. So yeah, and I also uh, use the Soothe tool to tame some harshness out of the loop, and this is the result. This is the unprocessed loop. This is unbypassed plugins. So I make it sound warmer and less annoying at the 3 to 4K frequency range. And yep, I use up to 7 or 8 EQ bands of the Neve to get the job done. And you know uh, at this point, I thought I did an excellent job. I get it to sound better, but I didn't stop there. I put up a surgical transparent EQ, and this is the most popular EQ being used all over the world, the FabProQ3. And I've got with me here um, so the interface of this is got a frequency spectrum, unlike just the knobs like these hardware emulation plugins. So I use the same boost just like the Neve EQ. So I got rid of a little bit of the low here, uh, a tiny boost at around 160, and I boosted at 700, 800 to get the, the the mid range of it sound thicker. And this is the annoying frequency spot, and I made a drastic cut just like the Neve EQ, so around 22 minus 22 dB. So let's listen to that. So that's what I'm listening to. Let me boost that up just about 7 to 8, and you could recognize um, how bad it sounds. So just 8 dB, and you could see how bad it sounded, right? So I made a drastic cut just like this. And in the FabProQ3, it allows me to dialing the Q I like, unlike the Gold EQ, the Neve one here. which has just the frequency point I could choose, and the boost and the cut. And this is the bell. You can see the symbol of the bell cut just like this. But FabProQ3 is a versatile um, equalizer, and it's got every feature of an equalizer. So I can handle that frequency point precisely. So I use a FabProQ3. This is the plugin when the plugin is bypassed. Now with the plugin, so with two instances of Neve EQ right here, I try to convince myself that with limited tool, with minimalistic workflow, I could solve the problem. So as you can see with the Neve EQ right here, I could make it sound good without two instances of plugin. Just like what the pro audio engineers have always said, try to get the job done with less tools that would help me to um, hone my mixing skill, my listening skill, as well as open up my creativity. So and uh, I I felt like I wanted more. I want uh, to get the job done with another EQ. So I put up my favorite one here, the Tape EQ from Acoustica, the same company which makes the Neve EQ. Right? Okay, so I got just like the Neve EQ, I've got four bands and the preamp section and a high pass. So I just made pretty similar EQ setting, just like the Neve. So I've got um, a little boosted at 500 and little cut at 900. Um, little boost at 6K and um, oh sorry, this instant is used for the guitar loop which I just made, um, which I used to handle the guitar loop previously, but I got rid of that guitar loop. And this setting is not mm, the one that I use for the string, but I think I cut it with the this e this is the high, right? So I think I boosted at 8K for the AEQ. I think I cut it with like this is EQ, a drastic cut, uh, 200 little boost. Sorry, so my bad. I think I used like pretty similar EQ setting like this, and let's see what it sounds like. EQ on. So the most important part of these EQs are um, the band that I use to remove the unpleasant 3.8 K frequency point. So here I've got the 4K with a drastic band, but I came to realize that with this simple EQ, the tape EQ, I could make it sound even better, infinitely better than the two instances of of the gold. So I jumped from the gold uh, to the ProQ3 and now the Tape EQ, and the job is increasingly easier. And I also pulled up the Send EQ, which is emulated after the SSL console, and I got the API, which is a ping plugin from Acoustica, and I think the Tape does a better job than those two, so I kept the Tape EQ here. So for a test like this, I could see how I could solve a problem inside a loop or sound, a single sound, a single track with just simple EQs. Uh, you know, uh, this test tell me not to overcomplicate or overdo things. Just restrict myself to a limited quantity of tools and focus on what does matter rather than load a bunch of EQs and just make a dozen of cuts or boosts. So I think this is way more effective. And on top of that, I've got with me here a send reverb. This is not used directly on the chain but used as a send, and with a reverb the sound of the track could be exaggerated, and it helps me to spot if the problem is solved or not. Yeah, because if it sounds beautiful through the reverb, it would sound even more beautiful. But if there's a problem that like a harsh um, frequency or uh, a redundant low end, everything would be exaggerated on the reverb. So with the reverb, I could take another perspective on what it sounds. So yeah, let's see. With reverb sense, this is before and after the tape EQ being set. Tape EQ. So with that reverb, everything just being uh, like pulled forward vividly. So yeah, I think this test gave me a new insight on EQing stuff, and how powerful the EQ I've owned like this. The Neve one is a decent one, but it may like not suit the job. So the tape in this instance, you know, does a better job at handling this particular loop than the Neve. So yeah, I've got a wide range of equalizers here. If I need something, I could just drag and equalize and start uh, getting things done. So yeah, this this example is a testament to minimalistic processing and uh, you know uh, simple workflow and how effective it is. So I think that's the what I want to say in this video. Um, this video is recorded just to remind me of uh, what I figured out, what I came to realize after experimenting and do hands-off is like um, mixing practice like this. So let me open this EQ back again. Okay, how beautiful they are. So yeah, goodbye for now. See you later in the next video. Let's work. Do this first.